Hey there, everybody. It is Coach Q. I'm actually sitting in my backyard. It's a little breezy, which typically I don't enjoy. Um, but right now it's actually kind of refreshing. Um, I used to do these random impromptu blog posts or videos as a blogger a lot. And I ran across about 5 of mine over the last 3 years. And I just was like, what happened? Why did I stop doing these? And I think it's because I started taking myself too seriously as a coach. Everything was curated, scheduled, branding, marketing, all of that. I wanted everything to be fluid and consistent, and I kind of lost the impromptu version of myself. So I'm popping in doing this video, and I'm not even going to edit it. Um, So the reason why I wanted to do this video in my backyard is because I lived in Arizona for 3 years, and it wasn't until I moved to Arizona that I realized how much I appreciate nature. Trees, wind blowing. I went hiking pretty much once or twice a week while I lived there. I walked every day, several times a day, which is probably why I was a lot thinner. And since I moved back to Michigan, I think I've lost some of that appreciation for nature. A lot of it has to do with allergies. Just I'm more allergic to trees and things out here than I was in Arizona. But no excuse. There's still ways that I can enjoy nature. Matter of fact, I was walking wearing a mask before it was mandatory. In like 2012 before I moved to Arizona. So, and I really wanted to do this video in nature because it's something that I feel really goes along with what I wanted to talk about today, which is compassion fatigue. And if you're a life coach, a mental health professional, a health professional, or just an empathetic person, especially with everything that's going on, compassion fatigue is something that you may find yourself experiencing. If you're not familiar with it, compassion fatigue basically comes from an exhaustion of being emotionally affected by uncontrollable circumstances in your life. And that is definitely what we, as I wouldn't even say a nation, the world has been facing a lot of lately. And so when you're a very empathetic person, you can find yourself being affected by it. And if you're not aware of what signs to look for, it can be damaging to your mental health. It can lead to extreme depression. And we don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for myself, which is why I wanted to speak on this topic. Because just personally, over the last 2 to 3 weeks, I lost count at 10 how many friends and relatives have been affected by the coronavirus. Over a dozen that I personally know of have lost their lives, and it's been very emotional for me. But I also realized that I'm not the only one. So I wanted to pop in and do this video on the signs to look for, and then also how you can regain your footing, so to speak. Even though there's uncontrollable things going on, there are some things that you can do that are within your control that will help you gain clarity and help you feel more empowered. So first I want to talk about the signs. As a life coach, as a mental health professional, as a health professional, it manifests itself in your body. So you may find that you have more indigestion. You can't concentrate. Your sleep is interrupted. You find yourself repeating yourself, or there may be times of what we call the dissociative state. In other terms, you zone out a lot. You feel disconnected a lot. You may find yourself crying uncontrollably. Um, and this may be signs of compassion fatigue. And you literally may be fatigued, sleeping more often than you normally would. So, how do we combat this? How do we regain our footing? The very first thing we need to do is be aware of it. Now that I've given you kind of signs of what to look for, you can be on alert if your body is starting to manifest those physical characteristics or physical symptoms of compassion fatigue. And awareness is the first step of any type of change or behavior modification that we need to do. And the next thing that we need to do is maintain a balance. So for me, that means saying no, which typically is an easy thing for me to do. However, I will admit that in the current climate, I find myself at times a little more guilty, feeling more guilty about saying no, because I realize that everyone is experiencing things differently. You have extroverts who are really longing for that personal interaction. You have introverts who typically love their solitude, but now it's being taken away from, the choice is being taken away. And so there may be even some uneasiness that comes with that. But saying no is crucial. How do I say no? For me, it may mean that, no, I don't want to do that Zoom meeting with just friends getting together to say hello. Or, no, I don't want to watch the news. I don't want to watch a certain movie or, that's talking more about the pandemic. Just no. Recognizing how your body is being affected and the things that are within your control. There is, when you start to feel uneasy, often that's your thoughts, your mind, your gut feeling, like most people say, telling you that, hey, something's off here. And just stop and do an internal check and ask yourself, what's really going on here, and how can I really stay true to what I need in this moment? Sometimes it's good to say yes. But when there's a lot of things that are out of your control, saying no helps you to gain more control. You can control the things that are within your day-to-day activities, who you talk to, what you watch on television, what you read. That's maintaining a balance. So that's number one, saying no. Another way that you may need to maintain balance is doing the things that create a joyous moment within yourself. For me, I love reading. I love reading. I love writing. I love all things creative. And I also realize that as a life coach, as someone who really believes in the thoughts and the emotions of an individual, really telling you where you need to go in your path of life, I also maintain that alignment and that connection within myself. So turning the television off throughout the day, no TV, no phone, no internet, none of that. Really doing what's needed to keep me grounded, to create a moment of joy, a day of joy. Physical activity is right up there at the top. Even if it's stretching is so valuable. I think it's underrated how much we need to stretch our body. It really helps your lymph nodes, it helps your blood flow. So definitely keeping on top of your physical activity, eating properly. I know with us being in our homes right now, I feel my nose running, but I don't want to touch my face. With us staying in our homes more often now may present opportunities to choose what we eat. I'm going to say that instead of emotional eating, because that's what some of us are doing. So that balance may present itself as, okay, am I really hungry or am I thirsty? Do I need to drink a glass of water? What's a more healthier option for me to eat? Because after all this is over, we're going to have to face whatever decisions we made during this time. And another thing that I realized too, that some people like to eat so that they can feel something. I won't even say some people. I've done that before. Eating creates a feeling within you. And so if that's the case, before you eat something that is unhealthy, or maybe you're just not hungry, stop and do a gut check. Again, am I hungry? Am I really trying to just feel something? Am I trying to release an emotion? And if so, what's a more healthier alternative for me to do that will still allow me to release that emotion, but that won't be detrimental to my physical health? So maybe exercising again. It may be quiet time, solitude, meditating, doing some, for me, Bible reading, things that will help you gain that clarity without being harmful on your body, with making bad health choices or food choices for yourself. And the last thing that helps you come out of the compassion fatigue is staying connected. Now, as an introvert, I must admit that for me, staying connected means something slightly different than extroverts. Extroverts are more in tune with personal interaction. Introverts, we really have to connect with our internal processes, like our thought processes. We need to get in tune with where I am, what I need, why am I here. It's so much introspection that goes on with being an introvert. Oh, I don't want to touch my nose, but my nose is running. That is so nasty. Hold on, I got a tissue. Okay. So, the connection part may mean different things for you. But it also, for a life coach, for a mental health professional, for a health professional, that connection may mean I need professional help. I need a therapist to talk to. I need a coach to talk to. I need someone to bounce things off that can really just kind of help me regain myself. You may find as a life coach, you may find as a mental health professional that you're not as creative as you want it to be, that you just don't feel like giving of yourself the way that you used to. These are all signs of compassion fatigue. And taking these steps of gaining self-awareness, balance, and having that connection within yourself, but also with the people that you need to connect with to help you regain your footing. These are the steps that will help you feel better about yourself so that you can give of yourself. I always say you cannot give from an empty tank. And so replenishing your internal, whether it's your thoughts, your emotions, your aligning everything, helps you regain who you are, what you can control, so that you can continue to be a light to other people. So that is what I want for you. That's what I want for myself. That's why I'm outside, getting back in tune with nature, because this solitude, these moments of solitude, these moments of clarity really help me to stay grounded so that I can continue to be all that is needed for myself first, and then for my clients. So I hope this information was helpful to you. I think I'm going to do a blog post on it as well. Writing is therapeutic for me. And so I'll stay in tune with you guys and let you know what my journey is being, what my journey is like, coming out of compassion fatigue. Until next time, it's Coach Q signing off.